All right, we have less than 1 minute until we begin. Wednesday night, Arena Kings 3-0, 2 hours. Last week we came in 30th place out of 254 players. So I'm looking for at least that or better. Top 30 is always the goal. Looks like a reasonable turnout so far. 15 seconds till we begin. A few more people in our rating range this week compared to last week. Last week we spent the first half of the tournament getting paired up and the second half getting paired down. So it kind of evened out. We'll see what happens this week. Here we go. 3K14 is our first opponent. Alright, we'll start with a French. He's going to exchange. We want to keep the speed up. I'm going to play it almost like it's bullet, since time is so often a problem for us. C5 is a little bit unusual. Guess he's just going to try and take some space. I'm not even going to pay attention to what he's doing on the queen side at the moment. Okay, he's going to chase my bishop back. We're happy to get rid of that light squared bishop. Let's go ahead and jump this knight right in. We'll bring the other one to f6. Then we'll start thinking about where my queen's going to go. We got a little bit of a time edge, but nothing big. Our opponent's from South America, Ecuador. A lot of South Americans playing because of the time this event is, unlike the normal ones. It's in the evening for us here in the Americas. Thinking about Queen C7. Also, Queen A5 could be a possibility at some point. About a 40-second edge. Okay, now it's going to be tough for him to kick this knight out. So we're happy to see that. Not sure why it's not letting me draw arrows or anything. Won't worry about that too much, but I'm unable to highlight and such right now. He jumps his knight back. Oh, okay. His knight's coming in there. I don't know why I didn't really expect that. Do I just take it with the bishop? I don't think so. I'll go back. Don't really have a big plan here, other than to try and stay up on time. Gonna try and team up on C6. I keep expecting him to take on E4 at some point. I guess we'll switch back to this side. Ah, his knight's on it. Okay. Let's take this knight first. I don't think that works. He's going to take on B2 also. We might have some problems in the position now. Yeah, I knew C6 was going to be a problem. Although now I can at least guard my knight, if nothing else. And he's down to 39 seconds, so there may be some interest in this game still. Yeah, we're going to take there. Check. Oh, that's a free queen. He didn't see. Those pawns are rolling down the board, though. Okay, let's try and get some room for my king to run. I need some checks. I can't go anywhere with my queen. Yeah, there's nothing to do here. I don't have any moves. Yeah, I just couldn't even move my queen. Alright, good job by him getting those pawns rolling. We did exactly what we wanted to on the clock, though. So I'm happy with that. Since it's usually such an issue for us in 3-0. We're going to keep that strategy of pressuring the clock. We'll castle. Think about pushing e5. Just try and open things up. I could have taken that with my knight, I guess. But we're going to go for this. And that should be checkmate. Okay, next game. Nice quick one. Nice quick checkmate for us. Let's get a streak going. Let's sacrifice as our next opponent. Good username. Okay, he's got an accelerated dragon going. The immediate d5. Okay, we'll hit that rook. Prevent that diagonal from moving up too much. Maybe we'll jump into d6. Probably have to play king b1 at some point. Do I go after the light square bishop? No. If I do that, he can pin me with bishop h6. I'm on the rook. That seems a bit too dangerous. Alright, let's just go attack the rook again. Might have to play c3 or something. Not the most pleasant position. We're even on time. Just trying to block that diagonal a little bit. Is he going to give up the knight? No, he's not. He actually had knight takes pawn, I think. Since my rook wasn't defended very well. See if I can fix that. Targeting the a-pawn, maybe knight c4, yep, on the queen. Okay, maybe we'll try and open up the king side a little bit. Is he going to really go after the g-pawn? Guess we'll find out. No, I didn't think so. Guarding the knight, threatening e5. We'll see if he sacrifices or not. I don't think it works for him to. I don't think it's good. Light squares around his king might become too weak. Okay, he goes for it. Queen c4 is a threat. That's a queen. I got a minute left to win this. Should be pretty easy. He only has the rook. Pawn's not going anywhere. Yep, light square is too weak. Alright, that's 2 in a row. Let's keep rolling. Big tie for 5th place. Zugzwang Beast is our next opponent. Lots of good usernames today. I think we've played this guy before. See if he plays Queen G4 or not. No, F4. Okay. A little bit unusual. Yeah, let's just power up on the C file. That seems reasonable. I think I'm going to take once on D4. Maybe try and get my knight to C4 as an idea through A5. Building a little bit of a time edge already, which is nice. Oh, the bishop goes backwards. Interesting. Alright. We're going to aim at that C4 square. Maybe jump my other knight into C6. Okay, let's take once. See how he recaptures first off. We're on the A-pawn. Also threatening a fork on E3. He's down to a minute 30. Do we want that A-pawn? Do we really want that A-pawn? Yes, we do. And my knight's going to go right back to C4, I think. He can't really do much on the A file, so I don't think my A7 pawn's really in danger. I just continue not castling for the moment. The queen moves. He has to watch out for the knight jumping into E3 still. Okay, I can jump into E3 now. Yeah, let's go ahead and do so. Uh-huh. Was that a mistake by us? Could be. Maybe not, actually. If he takes the queen, I can take the knight with check. I guess it still was a mistake. I thought I had this nice check on e2, but I do not. So now we're going to have to use some time pressure. Keep the pieces. Keep the pieces. Keep this rook as long as we can. Can't do that or I lose the bishop. Although right now the rook is actually a little bit trapped. Ooh, that's a good move. Now he's going to try and checkmate me. That's no fun. I'm going to have to just give up that knight. Maybe we push the b pawn. Or the d pawn. He's down to 15 seconds. I don't think there's a checkmate here, so we're going to go for pushing the pawn. Whoop, let's keep going. He's down to 1 second. Don't get checkmated. There we go. That's 3 in a row. Keeps us in a tie. Let's sacrifice. Okay, we're facing him again. This time he has the white pieces. Alright, we got a Catalan position now. Not sure what I'm doing here. Triangle setup isn't really the best against this. But I didn't play what I normally do against the English. But I guess we'll trade some stuff. But probably not the queen. Because I need to find a way to get my light square bishop into the game. And the best way to do that is probably to try and trade it off. It's still in a check. Looks useful. Gonna try and trade rooks. Back this guy up. Not comfortable, that's for sure. Top people now have 4 in a row. I'm not sure where that pawn's going. Guess we'll find out. Guess we'll find out what his plan is. But this is not as bad as it once was. Don't really have any time edge, unfortunately. Down by about 20 seconds. He's deciding on the queen trade or not. And he says okay to the queen trade. But in theory, I should have good drawing chances here. And if he's pushing for the win, he might get into time trouble. Especially if the bishops come off. My pawns are a little bit weaker to the bishop because I've got a couple on dark squares. So trading off the bishops would not be the end of the world for me. That being said, if the rooks trade off here, I don't think he's going to have anything either. If we do this right, we might end up being the ones pushing. Pin that bishop. And now I'm looking for queen e6. Okay, he's now blundered, and now we're winning. We're going to cut the king off with rook f7 next. Okay, and he resigned. Good game. Keep that streak going. Liam Chess is our next opponent. Puts us in a big tie for third here. We'll attack that queen. He goes all the way back. That seems a bit unusual. I'm going to go ahead and castle, get out of that pin quickly. Get our own pin going. It's an interesting position. If he takes this pawn, he actually loses the one on b7, which is what I was looking at. I'm on the knight also. Pretty crazy position now. But technically speaking, I'm up a pawn. It's nice to get a streak at the beginning of the tournament. I often start out slow. Almost a half hour in now. He's taking his time. Let's pin that knight and activate our rook. He says no to that idea. Okay, we'll offer a queen trade. He might play the rook up to b6, but then I'll just come back to a4, I think. See if we can keep this time advantage too. Already up to 141 players, so good crowd today. Okay, we're going to take this knight. Knight e4 coming in. To try and get rid of that dark squared bishop. Okay, that should be a free bishop. He's going to play knight f3 check. I'm going to move my king over. And I should be fine. I'm also threatening a fork. So we're up a piece now. We're on the knight. We're threatening a fork. Our king looks safe. He just doesn't have enough pieces over there right now. And he's under a minute. This is a good chance to extend our lead and get a win over a higher rated opponent. Yep. Now let's try not to get checkmated. If he... well, he doesn't have a good way. Yeah, of threatening anything. Yeah, let's just guard with the rook. Let's not take any crazy chances. I actually also had bishop takes f7 check, which gets the knight. Okay, we still get this fork. So now we're just getting a lot of material. I'm on the queen, so he has to react to that. Maybe he's the one getting mated here? If my rook comes into the game? 15 seconds left. He saves the queen. Okay, we'll just take that knight. Got another fork. And he's down to 2 seconds. All right, got him on time. That's 5 in a row. Whew, okay, we're rolling pretty well right now. This is a good chance to continue it, too. I don't usually get streaks like this. Got to get a few upsets in a row to get this. So a player from Brazil here. I think I just take that. Yeah. Just a free tempo. Nice center. And that is a piece. Okay, activate this knight. Activate this bishop. Look to castle for sure. Let's look to get the queens off. Keep it simple. Oreo side, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Okay, he avoids the queen trade, which of course makes sense. So in response to that, we're going to try and force the issue. And he continues to try to avoid it. So now what we're going to do is we want to try and put him in an awkward position because he's avoiding it. But I don't see a great way to do that yet. Let's attack the queen again at least. Yeah, and he runs away. Gotta watch that I don't get into time pressure here. Threaten mate. Okay. Let's start to just take that knight and trade off a bit. Pull that knight back. Time's still even. Let's threaten to get that knight for free. And then I'm thinking about bishop f6 and queen h6. Queen h6 coming next for checkmate. So now he offers the queen trade. Let's get these trades going. I'm not afraid of a lot of trades here since I'm up a full piece. But we don't want to give away free material, of course. See where that bishop goes? See if I can target that weak d6 pawn. But I'm down to 50 seconds, so we got to play fast here. Need to make some lift for my king. H3 next. Knight b5. Still targeting that pawn. That's a free bishop because the pawn's pinned to the rook. Look to trade it off. He's under 20 seconds now. Okay, we'll take this guy. He's down to 15 seconds. Throw in a check. Throw in another check. He's down to 5 seconds. And he's about to be out of time. There we go. Alright, so why didn't my notification show up for that follow? It just didn't show up on anything. Okay. Well, that's why it didn't show up. Okay, Roy Whiting is our next opponent. We are sitting in a tie for second place right now. So let's try and continue that. B6 Sicilian, a little bit unusual. We're going to actually just take that right away. I want to try and play f4, maybe even f5 at some point. Didn't get f4 in fast enough, though. Okay, now we can. Or do I play e5? I think f5 is better. Opening up the e file should be good for me. Yeah, he closes it up pretty quickly. This position should be fine for me, though. Okay, I'm going to rearrange this knight because it wasn't doing much where it was. Might even take on f6 at some point. Usually if I hit 30 points, it's a pretty good tournament for me. And we're already at 21. So needless to say, we are pretty pleased with the current situation. Let's take this knight. All right. Looking for rook c3. Okay, that's a piece. My back rank is still okay. Oh, it's not a piece. I had to play a3 first. That was not a good mistake. Might have to play a4 here. Yeah, let's play a4. Okay, we'll back up there. He's down to a minute 25, but I don't see a clear way to get onto the queen side here. That looks nice, though. My back rank is fine. His is the king that's looking a little bit precarious. If he puts a rook on d5, maybe I play queen c4. Ooh. He says he's not scared. Do we sack the exchange here? I'm going to sack the exchange. It looks interesting. I don't know if it's any good, but it looks interesting. Rook a6 is my idea. But I'm not sure if there's anything here or not. We'll threaten mate. He missed it. Checkmate. Oh, and we're still going. Broke 1800 for the first time. He fell for the checkmate. Let's keep rolling. Wow. And we got a good pairing. That puts us in first place right now. Taking down these 1900s and 2000s today. That's 4 upsets we've had. Okay, we're going to play the knight f3 line like we usually do. Instead of knight b3, turn it into more of a king's pawn kind of opening. Happy to see them fianchetto there because they've already put their pawn on e5. So it really negates the power of that bishop. So I might not even play bishop h6. I've got to decide whether I'm really want to trade that off or not. And I might want to just keep control over this d4 square. So maybe I want to keep that dark squared bishop. Bring my other knight over to the king side. I want to play c3 to try and prevent his knight from jumping in. Okay, Chescally Inclined is also on 7 wins. Yeah, I did lose my first game, that's right. So we're not undefeated, but we are certainly having a good tournament right now. Our opponent's taking their time. Now I've got the idea of playing bishop c2 and trying to win the d6 pawn, which I'm going to claim is more important than the a pawn, but we'll see. Maybe it would have been better to move the other rook. We've got a nice time advantage growing right now. Okay, I'm going to take it. Because I think the rook's going to be really strong on that square. Let's double up here. But I also want to keep the pieces on the board because I'd like to try and keep this time edge that I'm building. Okay, we'll back the rook up. Bishop c5 traps his rook. So that's the threat, bishop c5. Okay, so it does well to avoid that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and target this bishop because if I can take it and make that e6 pawn weak, bishop b3 might be strong. Running him down to about a minute now. And he avoids that too. He is playing pretty well. He's going to go after my knight. We might have to just resort to time since he's playing well. Let's go ahead and keep that knight out. He might be looking for f5 at some point. He's down to about 35 seconds, so he's going to be running out of time soon. Okay. Let's just see where that bishop goes. He captures. Now I gotta watch out for this c-pawn. But he's down to 30 seconds, which is why I took that risk. Keep this file. Down to 15 seconds. Looks like our streak is going to continue. Let's just guard that, run him out of time. But he really did play a good game. Yep, now he's playing for f5. Doesn't quite work as well here, but have to say I was impressed with his play this game. Time was a much bigger deal than his chess ability. There's a fork to end it. Okay, we'll take there because I get to take the knight with check if he takes my rook. And that's time. That's 8 in a row. Next game. Puts us in first place for the moment. Braden Buchanan. Buchanan is our next opponent. Alright, so we're going to play our usual triangle system. It's playing pretty fast right now. Just get this knight developed, play rook e8. Nothing special about this position. He didn't really go for any kind of advantage. I do have to decide what I'm going to do with my light squared bishop, though. Maybe I'll put it on b7. He's not really targeting the c file, so I don't have to worry about c6 that much. Now he moves over. Maybe I have ideas of targeting the a3 pawn with queen e7 here. See what he does about that. He sees it. Okay, I'm going to capture. Okay, we're going to move our knight to the center. And then let's play on the c file. Although I made his light squared bishop better than mine, so that might be a problem. Down by 45 seconds here. Okay, he just made my light squared bishop good. Or at least allowed me to trade it off. So we are not going to miss the opportunity to fix that sorry part of our position. I'm going to move my queen here because the light squares are going to be weak and it allows me to get a tempo on the c file. My bishop might want to back up at some point anyway. I might have pressure on the back rank also in this position. So that certainly wouldn't be bad. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to just bring my bishop all the way back for this moment. Let's activate the queen. He pushes h5, I can just take it. He does have pieces pointed at my king side, though. So I need to be a little bit careful. I'm down by 30 seconds now. Okay, I can just take that if I really want to. Yeah, I'm going to. He takes the pawn, as I kind of expected. Don't have a clear plan right now, other than I know my bishop is better than his, so maybe I should try and trade off some pieces. Yeah, let's aim to get the queens off the board. Because if the queens get off the board, my rook and bishop are much better than his. I hope. That's an interesting move. Okay, let's take it. Alright. Need to find a way to get my king out. Ooh, that's helpful for me. Now I can play bishop g7 and target his weak pawn. Or his weakish pawn. Ooh, and he gave it to me. But I am running low on time, which means we need to speed up this process. I should just trade the rooks so I can try and pre-move this. Pawns are on light squares, which is a good thing. Yep, we're going to run my king in there. And grab those light pawns. Grab those light squared pawns. Guard with my bishop. And push this pawn to victory. Alright. Let's see what we can do. 10 seconds left. And checkmate. Woo, there we go. Okay, that's another win. That is 9 wins in a row. GM Big Business is our next opponent. Play c5 here. Okay, we'll take there. And I'll take here too. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time thinking about what the theory is. Need to just play in 3-minute chess. We are now at 33 points, which is already more than we usually get. Not even halfway through the tournament. See if he takes on f6. He does not. See if he exchanges now. I don't think there's any Greek gift sacrifice type ideas here. Probably put this bishop on c6. I don't want to take the d pawn at any point because then he has bishop takes h7. Although I'm going to just play g6 now to block out that bishop. Rook e8 and bishop f8 if I want to hold up those dark squares. He can't get his pieces over there quickly for it to be too big of an issue. He can give me an isolated c-pawn, but I don't think that's the end of the world either. And then rook d8 perhaps will be the next move. Okay, now what if I play bishop b4 on the queen? Queen takes, I've got mate. He's not interested, okay? Fair enough. Yeah, no good way for us to attack it again. Okay, we'll come back. Don't see a clear plan here, unfortunately, which means we might have to just start playing for time. It's pretty even, both just over 1:15. He's moving a little slow at the moment, though, so I'm hoping we can press this advantage because I think my position is safe. Bishop b5 might be an idea. Okay, actually I might just take this knight next. Or not. On the a-pawn. He's down to 40 seconds. My queen's not getting trapped, so not worried at the moment. Looks like a good knight to me. This is a pawn. Nope, it's not really pinned. That is a pawn. He's got a check, but I don't think there's anything past that. He's down to 12 seconds. Okay, now we're just winning materially. And we got him on time. That's 10 in a row. 10 wins in a row. Next game. Quite a tournament so far. Benon G is our next opponent. Okay. So we're tied with Paul from St. Petersburg with 37 points here. Okay, this move order is a little bit weird for him, though. He never played a3, so technically he played the wrong move order. How much is going to make a difference? I'm not sure it's going to make any difference, but... I take the knight first. Now we're on the e-pawn also. Now we can take the e-pawn because he can't play bishop f4 because of queen takes c3. Yeah, so he messed up his move order. So we have another good position against someone that's higher rated than us. Check. That's a rook. Do I take the rook or do I take the knight? Take the rook, I'm on the bishop. Bishop's pinned right now. Check. And he resigns. Everyone's forgotten how to play chess today. That's 11 in a row. And that keeps our first place spot. All right, and now we got a 2,400. All right, we avoided all the title players up until this point. Guess we'll just play our usual. Gonna play knight g4 right away. It's a different setup. Or at least a weird move order to get there. We'll go ahead and castle. Let's back up. He's trying to pile up on the e-pawn. Yeah. Makes sense. On the bishop and the knight. And if it would have played that first, maybe it would have done something. Because I would have been on the rook also. But instead, not so much. Just under an hour to go. Bring the other rook to the center. Alright, I don't see any crazy tactics here, unfortunately. Can I activate this knight by getting it into f5? That might be something. He says no. Okay, we'll come back, I guess. Time's pretty even. Okay, maybe I need to try and pile up on the e-pawn instead. Move my bishop out of the way, perhaps? And then I can take the e-pawn? Can't yet. Okay, maybe I move my knight back to h2 and jump it up to g4 is another idea. Time's pretty even here. Maybe he'll just forget to make a move for the next 90 seconds. Well, we'll attack that queen again. Whoa. Queen trade. Got my knight to f5 eventually, which some people would say is worth a pawn. Okay, that's interesting. he's just attacking my knight. Ooh. Check? What? Are we getting our pawn back here too? Maybe it's not quite so simple. But I don't see exactly how we're going to make much progress here. Well, if he gives me a pawn back, anything can happen. 40 seconds left. Well, this is looking close to a draw. We'll see. Maybe he can stumble into losing this position for me. Check. This is going to be a draw, right? Oh, he got me on time. He was down to 1.4 seconds. Oh, so close. Maybe I should have taken that repetition that I had. But I thought I was going to get him on time. Darn it. So close. All right, now I got to start a new streak. Ooh, another 2,400. Might be a couple games before we get our streak back. He got lucky on that one. About 50 minutes left. Guys, I guess we'll go back to D3. Probably should get off the dark squares with King H1. Interesting. Maybe we'll aim for a queen trade here. Let's walk my king out. He can trade rooks. It looks like he's going to win a pawn here. Yep, now he makes the trade. Okay, let's bring my king up. Gotta stay active. Thread and mate. Maybe he'll miss it. Nope. Gonna be too many pawns. Too many pawns for us. Well done by him. Alright, next game. Still sitting in 4th place overall. See if we can get another streak going. Chamanex is our next opponent. Perfect opportunity. Well, that guy's got 12 out of 12 so far. Alright, I'll accept the wing gambit. And we'll huddle. This is a little uncomfortable. But that move was probably a mistake. I'm not going to go for the exchange. I need to just try and get rid of his attacking pieces. Okay, so now I can take his knight if he takes my knight. If I want. Oh, that got the queen. I didn't see that. Not ideal. Where's he going there? Let's back up. Now I'm still looking for a way to get my king out of danger here. I'm not down a ton of material. I've got 2 pieces for it. I've definitely given up a queen for less before. But he's not interested in letting my king survive, it seems. Oh, we'll attack. Down on time also here. Wow. Okay. Okay, so now I'm not down any material. But my king is certainly not in the best spot ever. Maybe I can find myself safe in the corner here. Check. I need to get my other rook in the game, though, if I want to have a chance. Uh-oh. Down to 15 seconds. Yeah, I think he's got us here. Good attack on f7 by him. 43 minutes left. We need to get on another streak if we're going to stay in the top 10 here. Closed Sicilian's our next opponent. We're still in 5th place overall. Okay, we got another French, which has been working splendidly for us today. Worked pretty well all this week. A delayed exchange. Okay, we'll take that free tempo. Okay, we'll go ahead and take. Just target h2 for later. Looks like a good square for the knight. Targeting f2. We'll go ahead and capture. And we'll come back. I guess we'll take this guy also. Swing the other rook in for a check. Yep, pin that knight. Pin that knight. Rook takes e2 will win the queen. That's a queen. Let's just take it. Okay, looking to take on b4 for checkmate. Still looking to take on b4 for checkmate. Okay, he's stopping checkmate. But now the rook has to capture. Check. check. Everything has to be with check because we don't want a stalemate here. And it's a little confusing with these pieces on the board. And mate. Okay, good game. Finally, we get some more points. All right, let's get back to it. And we get Last Samurai. Pairings just got much harder for us. Okay, let's just attack that right away. Guard the knight. Ooh, he's going queenside. Okay. Well then. I want to get a knight to d4 is my idea. And pressure that pin guy. Is he really going to open up his queenside by playing the pawn to b5? Oh, we fell right for his trap. I couldn't play knight d4. Darn it. Those GMs and their traps. That actually was the game that let him pass us in the standings, too. Istrich is our next opponent. Not a good showing against Last Samurai there. Oh. Okay, we'll come back this way. Okay, we got ideas of knight d5 showing up here. He's already saying no to that. But I don't know how his dark squared bishop's going to get out here. His queen's under attack. Oh, he missed it. That's a free queen. Next game. Let's keep it going. Odds 555, 55. Okay, we got someone in our rating range. So these are the really important games. These are the important games. Got to beat the people at our rating range if we want to have a good tournament. So he's giving me the G-pawn, but I don't think we want it. Instead, I'm going to try and target that A-pawn and the queen side. Although now he might be paying attention to the G-pawn. punt that a-pawn. That looks like a free piece. No, he's on my queen. But I get a rook and a piece for it, which is a pretty good trade. In fact, now that we got that pawn, we're not technically down any material. Try and team up on the e-pawn. See what he does with that knight. Knight is looking a little bit trapped. If it goes back to d6, I can now take this pawn. And now I can try and pile up on that. Let's pin that knight. Okay, gives up the exchange. So now I've got 2 rooks for the queen. Time's pretty even. All right. We got a good position here. Yeah, playing pretty well today. Thanks for stopping by, UCLA. Well, I don't know if this guy in third is streaming, so he might have chance at the under 2200. But we're really just going for the points for the tournament. All right, once this knight moves, we can bring our rooks in. I control the only file, which is important. Actually, is this knight just going to be trapped again? Okay, so we pick up another pawn. I don't want to expose my king like that. Not worried about the b pawn. We're going after the other pawns here. Oh, is he just going to take the perpetual? Darn. He's got 9 seconds left. He still has a perpetual here. I can't avoid it. Is he going to take it? Yeah, he took it. Ugh, frustrating. Binks, thank you for the follow. There we go. Now the sound went off. All right, we still grabbed another point, though. Can't be unhappy with that. Another Scandinavian. 30 minutes left in the tournament. All the way back. Let's play an immediate bishop c4. Alright, so what can we do over here on the e6 square? I like to see that because he's likely to go back to the H file, which allows me to power up on e6 more easily. Okay, I'm not really worried about that. But I do have to decide which square to go to. It's kind of annoying that he's on c2. I don't care that I have to double my f-pawns, but I wanted to keep c2 safe. Okay. We'll see what happens here. He does go kingside. Yeah, I thought he might not. See if he lets me fix my pawns here. He does. Alright, and of course a queen trade would be fine for us here. Even though we're down a pawn, it would keep our king safe forever. Yeah, he just takes the sure thing. So my goal here is to force his bishop off of protecting e6. So like rook f1, f3, bishop h5, and then bishop takes e6. Ah, okay. All right. That looks like a good move. So perhaps it's my rook that's going to get trapped, rather than me getting that pawn. Alright, we'll take it. Yeah, that was good by him. Alright, we're going to resign this. The exchange and the pawn, not coming back from that. Well played by him. Good game. Interesting. All right, 26 minutes left. Still looking for one more streak to end our tournament. Haven't really had a streak other than our first initial significant one. All right, I'm going to go after his bishop. And if the queen takes, then I was going to take this pawn. And it looks pretty interesting. But instead, well, we're not guarding that anymore, so we probably shouldn't do that anymore. Guess we aren't going to be able to get that king quite yet. I'm just trying to play fast. We want to try our best to win pretty quickly and get as many games as possible. Okay, go after that knight. Check. 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 Just kind of run around here. Okay, let's take this file. Kind of interesting. This king actually doesn't have a lot of places to go. Now we can try and get that rook. Alright, looks like he's going to play on a bit more, which of course is his right. Wonder where he's going here. He can have it. I don't want that knight anyway. And we'll grab that queen. Go, pawn, go. Check. And mate. All right, next game. That's keeping us in the top 10 right now. Let's see if we can stay in the top 10 with 20 minutes to go. And now we got John Bartholomew. Get to play him again. So we got some tough pairings once we had that initial streak. Okay, so 92 from him. Alright, let's see what we can do on the queen side. Looks interesting. He's tempting me to take. But I don't see enough there yet. We'll show some restraint. Let's try and push the b pawn. If he plays knight f5, attacking my bishop, I'm going to just back up all the way to f8. And now let's look for b4. And he decided to sacrifice. Guess it's not a true sacrifice. Okay, I guess we need to try and guard everything. Might be getting a second pawn here. But if he ever takes on b5 with the knight, yeah, okay. Try and get on the b file. That's not very nice. But it's not mate or anything. He can take on h7. I move over. We're still alive. We're giving him a game at least. I want to push b4 next. I can also take on d4 with the queen, which is interesting. He's now down to close to a minute. On this pawn, which I don't want to take, we're also on the knight, technically. All right, let's throw in a check. Maybe I can put this bishop on the e file. Don't have a lot of choices now. Not sure what his plan is exactly here. He's down to 30 seconds also. I can play a5 and try and kick that knight. He can take the bishop and I'm going to run. Uh-oh. Oh, he got me on time. He was down to 6 seconds. That was a close one. Glad we gave him a good game. Alright, 15 minutes left. This guy played the Scandinavian against us last time. We'll just take right away. Go kingside. And maybe we'll develop our bishop to f5 early this time. Ooh. That's surprising. Okay, we're on the rook. If he takes with the knight, I take back with my knight. Let's advance on the queen side. On the queen. See what he does about that. Now I'm going to see if I can keep his rook trapped in there. Knight takes f6. Keep it closed. Look to open up the queen side. Looking to open up the c file. Okay, attack the queen. This is a great position for us. Check. Rook b8. Or rook c2. Yeah, everything should be winning for us here. Check. And mate next move. Right? No, not quite. Did we mess up here? I didn't see that move. Alright, we're going to have to take here. At least first. Okay, we go here, protecting the check. Oh, and he can just go there. Darn it, he got us again. Thought I had him that time. Good game. Alright, probably time for a couple more. Need to try and finish strong here. If we play fast, we might even get an extra game in. Okay, let's try and get that knight to move. Okay, we'll get rid of that knight. Check. Check. That's a queen at least. But there should just be a mate here. Check. And mate coming up. Still no checkmate. We're close. Check. He's doing a good job stopping the checkmates. Whoop. I'm not sure why we played that move. Probably no reason to give up the queen there. Tried too hard for a checkmate. But we'll be able to get most of the material back. His king's exposed. All our pieces are active. He's got to watch that f-pawn forever. Check. Yeah, let's just take it. He's down to 50 seconds. Well, I've already played 3 or 4 people over 2,500, so it all evens out. I lost to John Bartholomew a couple games ago, so they decided to feel sorry for me and give me a 900 now. Almost a 1,000. Yeah, since you get paired based on your rating and your place, the lower ratings can do okay. Why are you playing as a 1,000? Okay, I guess we'll get this queen back. Check. But I don't know why you're rated 1,000. Almost out of time. Let's push this H-pawn. Charge. Okay, next game. Okay. We have 50 points. $50 left. Or 50 points, not 50 points left. Ooh, that's a pawn. He gave me a pawn. Oh, and now I'm on the rook, and I'm threatening bishop takes f7 check. Which I thought was going to get the queen, but his bishop's actually guarding it, so that didn't quite work as planned. Unfortunately. We got too excited. It's okay, though. His king's exposed. We'll see if we can get something going here. Let's throw in a useful check. Let's hit the queen. Well, the tactics trainer, which is what made me think that it might even be a possibility. It tricked me. into thinking there is something there. Well, I guess we'll take there. Yeah. Wasn't going to avoid all that. Losing the bishop also. But at least we lost quickly, so we have time for one more. Bowen 12, Battier 31 is our next opponent. Well, if we can win this game, we will get back over 1,800 also, which would be nice. Let me go ahead and just make those trades. Yeah, this is why I don't play this over the board very much. In Blitz, I don't mind it so much because, you know, anything can happen in Blitz, but over the board, it's just no fun. I'd say in Blitz, my results with it are just fine. Where's that knight going? I think I might just play c5. He should probably move one of his rooks. Okay, he prevents c5. Two minutes left. Maybe f6, try and get that knight to move. Yeah, let's get it to move. And we'll go back. Exactly. Hanging the bishop and maiden one at the same time takes some serious skill. His back rank is weak. But maybe it's not that weak. Maybe I need to throw in that check first. Maybe not. Now I have to just play for the draw. Since we have 1 minute left. It's frustrating. Although he had enough time that even if I get a maiden 2, he could have just sat there. I'm not a big fan of how these arenas end. Because here, I'm not going to get checkmated in 20 seconds. I'll offer a draw. He should really take it. Oh, he got it. He got the checkmate anyway. Well done by him. I wanted the 1 point to catch up to the guy in front of me, but there's this guy all the way up here. I don't know if he streams. So we ended up in 15th with 50 points, 20 more than usual. So quite a good tournament for us. I've never seen that guy before, so I don't know if he streams, but doesn't look like any of the lower rated streamers got up near the title players very much. Not any closer than we did. So, pretty good overall. Naroditsky wins. No surprise there. Paul from St. Petersburg came close, and those two were well ahead of everyone else. And we have some people that we played, like Last Samurai. There's John Bartholomew, who we were close to. We got 26 games in, which was a little less than usual. Alright, so there we go. That's the end of the tournament. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the next stream. Have a good night. Good luck in your games.